Tsunami Studios.
Okay. The Department of Truth. The latest, and I will say it, the greatest from James Tynion IV, with art by Martin Simmons. I want to say this about the book before I get into it. I'm really mad at this book for one reason and one reason alone. It's way too good and it pisses me off because I want to write something like this. You know, I think James Tynion is a fantastic writer, a great creator. He is crushing it on so many great books. Something is Killing the Children. I have things I like about his Batman. And he did that Multiverse's End that I really loved this week. This trumps all of that. This is straight up something made specifically for me, just because I've always been fascinated about what permeates in the zeitgeist and how these ideas and conspiracies can permeate in culture and create this identity. And I've always wanted to write something like this book, where you come to this idea that maybe the things people believe in are to be conspiracies are actually things that happened. And now it's here. It's fantastic. I love this book, guys. I'm really upset because I want to write something like this. This is straight up one of the things I would have loved to have written or worked on. Be a part of be in the room with James when he was thinking of this idea and how he came up with it. I would have loved to have done that. It's so good. We open up this book in a fantastic way. It's November 22nd, 1963. And we are talking to Lee Harvey Oswald. We got some government agents saying, "Do you know what happened here today? Do you know what's supposed to happen here today?" Really cool. He was a patsy. We're saying it here. He was a patsy. Great stuff. So then we cut to the modern day, and there's this man named Cole Turner who is being taken to this, were they going to a library or something? I can't really remember, but he was being taken to this location from this agent, and he is brought to this older man whose name we don't really know yet. And they're sitting in this room, and he's like, "Okay, tell me what you know. Tell me what you were shown at these places." So we realize that Cole is this FBI agent who kind of worked at Quantico, and he was very into the conspiracy theories. He observing that stuff and how that stuff could come into the culture and how people believe it. He was more on the internet side of certain things, which I'm like, that's so cool. You're really modernizing this up, James. I'm so jealous right now. I want to write this book so bad. It's so good. I love it. So then, they kind of flash back to things happening. He's kind of at this party, and he's like, "This is weird. I don't know what's going on here." He meets these two figureheads of this government agency. They're these very prominent people, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you come with us to this little private room? We got a bunch of people there. It's going to be something really cool you can enjoy, and we're going to watch a film and stuff." So, Cole follows them to this room, and he's like, "This is a really weird thing. There's so many famous members of the government here. There's so many interesting people." I remember though there's one woman in a red dress. The rest were men, but there's one woman in a red dress who I couldn't get out of my mind. I didn't really know who she was, but she was just there. And then we're all ushered in front of this projector screen. And then we're shown this video footage of the moon landing. Only this time there was something different about it. This time the angle was slightly different. And you could see a shadowy man in the background. And you're like, this is from Kubrick's personal collection. And you're like, you can't do this to me, James. It's too good. Man, oh my goodness, man. So then you're like, okay, they faked the moon landing. We're confirming they faked the moon landing. Okay, that's cool. But then these guys were like, "Hey, Cole, why don't you come with us onto this private jet? We got something cool to show you." So I did forget to mention, because I'm just too focused on everything cool happening in this book. He was at a flat earth convention. He was kind of studying and observing this flat earth convention. That's where he met these people. So then they go onto this new plane, and there's kind of he's like, "We've been there for hours. It felt like days. I was wondering what my husband was going to think. Where was I? What was going on here? Who are these people?" And they go to this discrete location in the Arctic somewhere. And when they get up, they see this projection. Well, it's not even a projection. It's this idea ahead of them. When they look in the air, they see this idea of the flat earth. And there's the actual flat earth there. And you're just like, what the is happening? That is so cool. That is just so cool. I love it. I don't know how to talk about this book without gushing over how much I love it. It's so cool, man. James, my dude, if you just want you just want someone to come work for you, man, give me a call, dude, because I'd love just to shadow you for a while just to see how you write in this industry, because this book was fantastic. I loved it so much, man. Oh my god. It's so okay. I gotta stop. Let's focus on what's happening here. So we see the flat Earth, and the guy just throws up again. He's like, "This is too much. I do not like it." That's where he meets the woman at the beginning of the book who takes him to talk to our old man, and she takes him away. And we cut back to the present where they're having this conversation with the old man, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, you know enough. So yeah, you work for the FBI." "Not anymore, Cole. We're gonna poach you." And here's the thing. So the world's weird this way, but if you think of anything in the world, and it will start to exist. So if you get a group of people hard enough to believe that the Earth is flat, the Earth has a way of becoming flat. Now, it doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's false. It's just something that happens when enough people believe in it. And now suddenly, what is really the truth? Is the Earth always been flat, or has it been round? Which one of those is right? And it's just such a cool concept that I'm really excited about the future of this book. And it's so great. So then our guy's like, "Okay, you're coming with us. I know you have a lot of questions, but why don't we get you paid first before you start asking too many things?" And I'm just like, "Yep, that's cool. Okay, let's go. What are we doing here?" And I had my suspicions about who this old guy was, but they were confirmed at the end of this story. We still don't have a name for the woman yet, but the old guy, he's like, "Oh, welcome to the Department of Truth. My name's Lee Harvey Oswald. Let's get started." I'm like, fucking hell. Yes, thank you for this. This is what I want. This is everything I want from a comic book. You're just killing it, man. I'm so jealous. Cool. Lee Harvey Oswald in a comic. He's great. Fantastic. I like this a lot. There are some very classic James Tynion tropes in here, and that doesn't destroy the book at all. It actually benefits it just because he's taking some cool events we know, characters he's familiar with writing, and doing some great stuff with it. The artwork can be jarring if you're not expecting it. It's very stylized, very all over the place. It flows very interestingly. You'll see when I put up the lettering here, it's very jaded. You know, it's not really like clean lines, and I think that's the point. It's supposed to feel like a document you're reading, or like something that's really not supposed to be seen. It's hidden, and I think that's a really cool flow. It works really good for the book if you can get behind it. I know the artwork will not be for everyone, but if you are like me, you are going to find Martin Simmons' artwork to be gorgeous and fantastic. Such a cool read. Such a cool read, guys. I really love this one a lot. I cannot stop talking about it. I've been thinking about it for a long time now. Is it my favorite? I think it's my favorite book of the week. I don't know if I'm going to put it as my favorite of the year, but I could go back and read this book any time of the day, any time of the year. I think it's fantastic. I love it a lot. It's one I'm going to recommend to everybody. You have to read this book. So The Department of Truth, issue 1, it's getting the coveted 10 out of 10. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. And to Mr. James Tynion IV, please let me just see your writing process, dude. I love it a lot. This book was great. And I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.